Welcome everybody. This is something that I wanted to do since a while. It's build tinker time. And I need to configure two things on my technical side and then we can start working. So today's goal for me is to overhaul my old barbarian animal build. I once did something with barbarians and animals, and I saw that it is various DLCs behind, and therefore we're going to see what we can do today. So, I think the techniques are finally technicking it properly. Good. So, let's see, what are we going to pick up here? Welcome back everybody, by the way, from the last one. So, when we do animals, we do summon a lot of stuff. We do have a lot of evolving units, so that would be an opportunity. What does that do for our form traits, though? I mean, we're playing Barbarians, so Overwhelm Tactics is actually a no-brainer. It's pretty easy. We want crits. Well, but beyond that... Most of the cultural units that I will keep using will use ranged attacks, so we could go for keen-sighted. Actually, let's do that. This is a pretty simple way to fix things, and I think I'm going to go for Mount Masters here. Maybe it'll work. I'm not sure if the Mount Masters will be
what is their origin culture?
A finalized choice here, but we'll see about that.
What defines their society?
With an animal build, I'm very, very tempted to take mana channelers, but at the same time, I am not. This is really hard for me. I mean, this makes summoning animals cheaper, but at the same time, with the Barbarians, we're extremely good at generating draft. But there's only draftable low-tier stuff. High-tier stuff, we cannot draft. That's a pickle. Hi, Ash. Nice that you're back. So this is really, really hard for me. I mean, animals are not necessarily magic origin units either. So we don't get the bonuses from that. We don't have a good opportunity to pick Tome of Summoning out of that. It sounds good at the first glance, but in reality it only gives us an advantage early on. But again, early advantages are really good. Let's see what we can pick elsewhere there. So we have cavalry-wise our tier 1 fighters and our tier 2 archers. Animals and cavalry have a synergy together. Well, it's really tough for me. Animal builds are in such an odd spot. I mean, previously I always just blindly picked mana channelers and called it a day, but since I want to overhaul my old build, I'm really considering what we could do. Non-magic origin units require less unit upkeep. Now we're talking. This sounds much more useful than the summoner trait. I mean, basically we could just choose both. Wouldn't hurt either, but I think prolific swarmers should be exactly hitting it for us. And the other one? I'm very tempted to go for my metagaming shadow trait. I'm not particularly proud of myself, but 1 point in Shadow just gives you these sweet, sweet hero rewards. And you see, Keepers of Knowledge, for example, is not a bad trait to have at all. Gives me that vibe of a druidic society. Yeah, I'm just trying to sugarcoat my meta gaming choices, but what are the realistic alternatives? We could now take something out of the nature area. I mean, I love Fabled Hunters. I find this is so powerful. I could still take now Mana Channelers on top of Prolific Swarmers. So an option. Would be the worst. Wee bit on the hardcore side, but let's take Keepers of Knowledge. It's good for my knowledge income, and knowledge income is very, very important. So, we want to play with the Tome of Beasts. But do we choose that as our very first tome? That's what I'm asking myself here. And what's the other tier one? I usually like to choose this right from the get-go, so I have an easier time to choose who to pick first. So, this will be good for our cavalry play, the animal kinship, because we, wait a sec, it's only, no. Here, no, this one, the Call of the Wild. This one I meant. It's a pretty powerful spell. And we get some nice interaction with that. I was, in all honesty, considering Evolution as a partner for that. But the problem with Evolution is that we are all units and no juice. I don't like that. So the partner to this relatively passive tome needs to be something that gives us some serious smack. Preferably not nature, because I don't like to double dip. So brings me, in all honesty, to Cryomancy or Zeal. Zeal is one option. Legion of Zeal Inspiring Chant is just a wombo combo in itself. But I find Order to be not as interesting as, or do I? It's a tough one. I do know why I didn't make an animal build since a while, because they're all in an odd place somehow. Most other faction or racial builds or stuff or theme builds just go better together. This here, most animals are fighter type units, so I mean, I could just go Roots or Zeal. Roots is a nice complement, Blight Blades and Poison Arrows, but gosh. Obsidian weapons is also not dominant enough for my taste here, as well as discipline. Pyromancy would be the other option. Would nudge me harder into chaos. That means I could take tier 3 chaos tomes. Do I want that? That would be either Pandemonium or Devastation. Either one. Well, nature and chaos versus nature and order. Nature and order does have a pretty sick potential. But it's not that much damage. Nature and order doesn't have that much damage potential. There's not enough unit amplifiers on the way. Nature, chaos, animals? That doesn't fit either. Or does it? Well, we're going to go pyro animals. This is the smartest way that I can find so far. Ritual Pyre, I think that should be synergistic with that thing too. Yeah, it is. Let's try that. Do we start Pyro or do we start An? I'm gonna start An. I'm not sure if I will stand behind that choice, but whatever. No cultural victories. Well, you can have different ways of you either beat all enemies, or you conquer a couple of spots and hold them for a while, or you play story mode and you have a very specific goal to fulfill. It's very, very different. I mostly play for making really good builds, and then they are so good that they stomp the AI so hard that I don't have any motivation to stomp them to the ground anymore, because that would be just me 2 hours grinding my arse off and beating poor AI that can't fight against me again anymore. It's weird, but it's also very fulfilling. Yeah, I enjoy myself, what can I say? So we're playing an Animal Kingdom. That means we'll have, at the end of the day, what kind of ruler do we want to have? I'll have a boatload of forests, I think. Maybe. That's difficult. I don't know why this build is, in all aspects that I pull up so far, so flippin' difficult. So, going for a Dragon Lord would allow me to amplify my my affinities. Giant King? I mean... doesn't convince me either. Eldritch doesn't fit at all. Mortal Champion? Do I really go for Mortal Champion once? I think I'm going to stick to a dragon.
Reveal yourself.
Percy, depends on the difficulty level. If you're playing on a lower difficulty level, as long as you pick things that do make somehow sense, I think you can still pull through. If you go for the higher difficulty levels, eventually stuff will just not come together fast enough, then the AI will just roll over you. That will happen, yes. But if you don't go for super difficult, you can pretty much play whatever you want. It's one of the main reasons why I don't go for the highest difficulty most of the time. I play hard and not brutal, because brutal is really meant for the players who are bored if they don't have if they don't fight against overwhelming odds. I can do that, but I find it tedious over time. My sweet spot is just at the hard difficulty. But yeah. There's a lot of build freedom in this game, especially if you're playing against the AI. Against humans, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. But you can basically make a build that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That is possible, yes. Okay, I just realized that I totally failed at my dragon. Back to the drawing board. We have forgotten something. Back to the Batcave. Silly old me. I don't want to play a Dragon Defender there.
Destination.
Really. My fancy so large map for enemies, hard difficulty. There we go.
Your journey starts here.
So, filter, culture, Barbarino. I made a handful. There, this one.
What is your people's form? What is your ruler's origin?
For some reason I didn't configure the character class and whatnot. Beg thee forgiveness. Well, Michael, I must say, if I wouldn't do this and as a thing for a living, and if I had just way more time, I think I would play way more brutal as well. But with family behind it and my kid wanting to spend some time with me as well and all those things, I just don't want to spend that much time on the grind. But I do understand why it is fulfilling to go for it. So we're going to metagame a little bit more and go for a Shadow Dragon here to begin with. And since I don't like the basic support capabilities of the Barbarians, we're going to roll with the Ritualist. My last Barbarian build with the Ritualist was super fun. Exactly. That's the wonderful part about games like these, Mr. Henderson. We all can select our personal sweet spot and enjoy ourselves at that. I really like games when they have this potential. You're welcome, Percy. So, one more time. Now I'm feeling it. So, Random Realm is also very, very fun. I love that they made that setting a thing. Okay, so first things first, I want to know where to build my second city. So we're going to go for the big scouting. There's a haunted graveyard right next door. So let's send some of our skirmishes to look that up. Then we send the next down there. And a ruler over there. So, what intel do we have so far? Not much. Let's see how well that start will go. Sometimes it just clicks. Sometimes stuff just doesn't come together at all. But Summon Wild Animal, that is really, really good. So. Yeah, that doesn't look like there's room for a new city here. This is what we're going to clear to make Stack Spear grow. Probably later, with all the Chaos Affinity that I'm collecting. Okay. Well. Slam Pit. What a name. Anywho, so I am... Oh, I don't like my starting location, but whatever. That means this direction could be quite good. There we go. You dare walk there. Okay. So... that's so that's so kind of you. Well, I really just do what I like to do with this game, and I'm happy to hear that it helps other people in finding their place here. So, I'm very intrigued to climb here directly. That one, if I'm not mistaken, these are animals. Let's see. So that's a lot of tier 2 units. But yeah, Stormcat Scale and Plague Serpents are both animal units. With low maintenance. Definitely something I want to have. So let's see. This is an empty province. How far can I go this turn? Not really further. Could reach that tile, but I can't. So we can either take this province or... No, that has pastures. That one. That one. Yes, that's perfect. I wanted to be as far away as possible from Slam Pit. I am still considering to claim that place eventually as city of my own, because it's going to be quite a harsh situation expansion-wise. I mean, I'm going to check out what comes this way and that way. But, yeah, City 3? I've had better starts in that regard. But whatever. We're here to test the build, not to have the bestest turbo start of them all. But I do like to optimize my beginnings, and after having played a handful of beginnings, so to speak, I do enjoy this ritual. Yeah, Age of Wonders is, for me, somehow it turned into the spiritual successor of Master of Magic. I don't like to say it, but the remake of Master of Magic did not have the charm that the original had for me. But this game, oddly enough, has. Mostly because it has this wonderful battle system, which I so much enjoy. Are you flippin' serious? You shall not pass, or what is your deal, man? The righteous judge. Alright. Yeah. Until I have researched how to cross oceans, this is where my journey ends for now. Alright. Let's hope that down this way we're going to find something that we can put our third outpost towards to. Ugh. It's a pretty wild random realm that I pulled here. So, let's do this. Too bad that you feel like that too, Michael. Too bad. But, well, I don't know what it is. I don't want to say anything unnecessarily bad about the work of Slytherin as a publisher, but somehow they managed to never, ever hit my taste. It is amazing how they managed to do that. I don't know how that is even possible, but whatever these folks touch, I really don't like to play it afterwards. It's odd. I don't know. Yeah, so this is one of the rare occasions where I feel like I just sit down and accept that I have just two cities, and that's that. Dang it. I hate this. I have the original version on good old from Good Old Games of Master of Magic 2. The problem is just that it didn't age too well for me personally, at least. Or maybe I just played it a little bit too much back then. You know, I've had days back in my teenage years, I remember, where I played this game without lie 12 hours straight through. Not necessarily healthy behavior now in hindsight as a grown-up man, but I did enjoy myself so much at that time. These are fond memories. So even if it was debatable in terms of children's education, it was at least something that I hold dearly in my heart. So let's summon that wild animal. We need to clear some of that area here. I want to see what this place is about. Maybe you go... Okay, by now I have that distinct feeling that... See if it's like roadblocks. Here's a big fat mob. Here's a big fat mob. Is this a realm which is made like that? I begin to to feel compelled to think that. So I know, though, what we're going to make out of that. Mr. Scout, you there are now bestowed with a mission. We are playing Barbarians. I don't need to bring a hero there. You can make that with a Scout hat. No problem. So, my first animal. Please take that access to Slam Pit. That does sound so wrong. Hey, Tiger Eye. Thanks. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, we're going to fight very soon. Very sorry that this takes so long. I have grown a very ill obsession with making my cities happen very early on in the game. But not today, obviously. Random realms are so cool. Badooba, we have here somebody from Slam Pit asking for our money. I'll pay that. Because in all honesty, it's also a good option. We do this. We're going to integrate that city. I feel like this is realistically, the smartest way to go for the time being. Probably. We will find down here something where we can build a city. Probably not. I don't know yet. But even if the vassalage here would be also a really, really good asset for us. So I got me an elephant. Sweet. 3 planties. I don't want to before I am fully stacked up with these. My hero doesn't pull any weight yet. It's the big issue. It's a dragon and all, but a level 1 dragon is just not that mighty. Gold vein is good. Got a lot of money. Do we go for the communal center right away? I think so, yes. Yeah, I agree with the 3 city statement there. I mean, I really try to, but if you have to break your game plan just to get it done, I tried it sometimes too hard, and it did set me back. At the end of the day, I didn't gain anything. I just did set me back with forcing the third city too hard. So it's even a been there, done that kind of thing. But this is looking promising. This is looking very, very promising. Good thing that we're playing Barbarians. Barbarians are pretty overpowered in general, due to this mobility thing. So, animal kinship. Versus wild speaker. Definitely wild speaker. So... let's wait one more turn. Yeah, the game is turn-based, true. Yeah, I still have to convince my wife that this game is super fun in co-op, and so we can play together. But she didn't bite yet. I can't imagine that this game is a lot of fun to go up together on higher difficulties. Because this is just what I don't enjoy anymore for myself alone. I can do it, but the workload on my brain's really high, and at some point I don't enjoy it anymore. Okay, so good thing so far. We're racking up army super quickly. Let's see how well it can fight. Oh yeah, I spent quite some hours with Slay the Spire. Wonderful game. I liked the construct most, or however the dude with the orbs was called again. Forgot the name. Played that up until difficulty 13? 14? Something like that. Pretty far. So... Well... Fine. Send in the elephants! But let them not attack yet. The dudes with the spears first. Thwack. Thwack. And now we do this thing. Then we do that thing. Then everybody is guarded. So this dude's stunned, and now is shielding the other folks. So we can take less damage here on that end. First battles are always the worst. I can't put it into proper words how annoying it is when your dudes are all just still super weak and you have a hard time killing stuff. Gugh. This guy went down a little bit too much. That's the problem with this type of units. Pretty vulnerable. Put down some electricity breath. Oh, whoopsie. I wanted to shield, actually, but whatever. Slam. Hell card. Oh no, my birdies! Whatever. The birds are among the worst animal units you can summon, so I'm honestly not even sad that they're gone. So I like the evolving types of units. Or the elephant, they're pretty good too. But this guy, well... Tier 1. I can't have much better Tier 1 units than these. Oof. Let's see what auto combat would do. But first, let's do a quick save. Pretty banged up already. Ugh. Yeah, no. That's why I saved that. Thing is, I don't want to fight that one manually. I have a very, very slow start with the Tome of Animals, and I don't think I would start with Tome of Animals again. It's just the same thing as per usual when I played with Tome of Animals. You do have all the quantity, but you don't have the quality. And this is really, really annoying. So, let's fly on over to heal ourselves. I think next time I will follow again the path that I usually go for builds like these. That I first upgrade the units, and then I summon the bulk. Right, we're going to build an outpost down there. That's pretty perfect. Fortify it, send troops there, enjoy ourselves. So, but let's stop spending money, otherwise that won't happen. I want the sea exploration next. I don't want to build that city anytime too soon. Look at that. There's a storm spirit for us. What a nice replacement for that birdo. For now. So, let's see. I will move my my army stack back to the home city? Yes. But now I want to clear out that place. Astral Dew acquired? We're already friends with the Slam Pit people. That's what you get if you give them money. Yeah, Call of the Wild. That is one very, very powerful power-up that I've been missing so far. So, let's hope we're going to get there. Let's see what auto combat would do this time, with the Storm Spirit involved. It still fries my elephant. Well, the Dragon Lair, with patience. Eventually it is no problem anymore to get, to cleanse it out. Currently it's not possible, yes, but we're playing Barbarians, we can overrun this place pretty easily. Alrighty. Isn't that... Yes, it is. Let's see if we can get a stun in. Yes, we can. Brilliant. So, let's keep weakening these blokes. Stupid Draconic Rage. But I hope they will focus my Dragon Ruler now a little bit. So this looking good. One down. What's that? A stomp. Ooh. I did resist the stun, but whatever. How annoying. I hate fighting like this, but okay, then take my shields. You... whatever. Yeah. Definitely, Tome of Animals is not a good start. I haven't had such heavy attrition since a while. But I don't mind. We can reprint these guys. A dozen. Now we finally have the healing spell going, so that's okay. So definitely should have started with Pyromancy. That would have brought me much, much further at that point already. So, yeah, this province is good. So... sure, take more of my money. It's getting us closer to the vassalage thing. I find that extremely useful, and I wanted to retreat to the hometown anyways, because I want to clear out those areas there. This is a crappy start. This is really, really what a terrible start pretty much looks like for me. But On the bright side, we have pretty much everything together that I wanted to have. Hello there, Mr. AI Giant. There we go.
Fire is sacred.
How much better off we would have been with just these enchantments already. It's hard to put into words, but I'm done with bemoaning this soon, promise. So, let's make palisade walls happen here. Because we can't integrate that place already? Wow. This is actually pretty good. Okay. So, let's get ourselves a wild speaker in. You guys manage to kill something every time, eh? I mean, in all fairness, I wasn't better either, so... I'm not the one to talk. But now that I have healing shenanigans going on, things are so much easier. Shock Trooper, eh? So, let's go for the wicked step one tile back strategy. Now they are mightless against my force. Just want to do a little bit of regeneration more. And for some odd reason, I don't know, the AI is so easy to lure into crappy situations like these. I don't mind at all. So, not gonna get a wounded unit close to this boy. I wanted to say. Oh, I should have done the Sundarus first. Keep forgetting that. There we go. So how did you manage to lose troops against that crap again? And wow, that is a substantial amount of Imperium. So, yeah. Welcome, Slampit. They kind of like they were kind of like easy to have. Here we go. With a free hero on top. Nice. So that is really good news. I mean, we can use some. Let's bring up Brutal Mark. I want the good crits on my animal troops too. So, here we go. Hero, hero. There we go. So, say, is there anything else that we could clear out first? I feel like it would be waste right now. That's because it would be waste right now. Go. Just want to wait at least until I have the 100 Imperium. obviously Initiate of Chaos. Rally! A warg. Oh, okay. So let's fight that. So from this point on, fighting will be becoming easier and easier because we can just patch up whoever takes damage. So happy that these guys lost their bullshit skill. They had this instant kill skill once, and I'm so happy that they no longer have it. It was so annoying. Am I alone with that? Here we go. You're making my dragon ruler ill. Let's stomp it like that. This time I'm smarter than before. Lining up the Sundara damage. Then finalize it with a Storm Spirit attack. Ooh, she can summon stuff. Oh, it's a polymorph? Target non-hero enemy has a chance to be transformed. Oh boy. Item? Pretty sick skill for a tier 2 item. But whatever. Certainly don't gonna complain about that. So, finally crits, man. I was wondering if I am playing Barbarians or what. I do enjoy that stomp thing on the elephants. That's pretty fun. There we go. Gold. So, time to be able to spit that fire. Or cold, or whatever. So, yeah. And next turn we can then learn to reap the rewards of this infestation properly. I don't know, it really bothers me to not take full advantage out of that. So, let's do something like that. I want to recruit that. So, one farm, one mine, one arcane conduit. They're doing, again, the craziest of setups here. Let's hire another Pathfinder. Can I afford? I don't really want to. Let's just keep that area. For now. That's more than enough. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to clear out that area up there while we're in the vicinity. Oh, or not. That is a gold one. Good lord. Thing that I double checked. Yeah. I made unsafe progress and I'm actually not unhappy about it. I just saw so many troops around that and I was wondering. So, it seems that I have rolled up a realm that is very inhospitable. Fine. So, let's do this like that. And learn Call of Chaos. That'll make me so much stronger in the long run. Good. So, I'm wealthy enough that I want to recruit some troops like this. And yeah. Whatever. So, there we go. Want to get some punching power together, you know. Okay. I think this'll work. Let's see. Auto-resolve almost killed my storm spirit. That's not necessary. So, conjure the animals. And send them into overdrive. Maybe next turn, not this turn. So... there we go. All the damage is being dealt to the virtual HP of my elephant dude. Brilliant. Okay, let's do this. So okay, let's start with the Sunderers again. Okay. Then we go for Unleash the Beast. Not quite. There we go. Ah, whatever. Looks like it wasn't the worms were not necessarily the best Unleash the Beast troops. Ooh, spontaneous necromancy. Wicked. Go. 55. Nice. Bang. And I got me a necromancer. Nice. While the Necromancer Knight might be not the ideal synergy to my current build, it is still a fun thing to have, because... There we go. Necromancers are really good at making you win, basically. It's just always good to be able to just summon a zombie somewhere. You can't argue with that. So... they will not... the Necromancer will not have a permanent place in my ranks, but for now I'm quite happy about that. Better than without, for real, for sure. So... oh, I need to... we don't have any other free cities in our vicinity. Too bad. Bye-bye, Michael. Have a great weekend, you two. So... yeah, so Forsaken Cove will not be clearable right now. Not yet. Yeah, Palisade Walls sounds like a smart thing, eh? So, let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Rushing some troop training here. Le hero. Le knowledge extraction. Let's do this. I mean, seriously. There's 150 knowledge standing on the road. So yeah, no fire arrows yet, so this is going to suck with those archers at this point, but whatever. Speaker ad. Bring the conjured animals in. Oh, look. Now that is a pretty good situation for me. So, let's see. Let's start with the hero, I'd say. Can you berserk or anything like that? Doesn't seem so. Okay. So... let's go and unleash the warg. And the summoned dude can go in here. The summoned guy will now take the aggro, I hope, of these guys. At least that's the plan. Bam. Javelin to the face. Mr. Necromancer can resurrect here. Oh, I love it. So far, so fun. So, reaching the numbers that are necessary took quite some time. That was really not good. And I dare say that the Tome of Animals is just not the right first tome for this faction to achieve some really good start here. I think starting Pyromancy becomes this build much, much better. The elephant in the room, but there is no room. We're under free sky. I don't know what elephant you mean, Els. There we go. What's my faction setup? Wait a sec. Face cloak. Sexy. Ugh. Let's check that. So you mean this one? I went here for crit, better ranged attacks, and more cavalry, plus lower upkeep for non-magic origins and more knowledge. If I misunderstood your question, please let me know. It's a very spacious room. Fair counter. Let's go nature aspect. And let's go for the overflowing restoration. No. I'll take that variant. Now I have 2 spells to heal with. Hey, Christian. How's my day? Well, it's 1:30 in the night. I had a good day so far. Hope you had too. So, animal kinship. Finally getting somewhere with our damage output. Pirate Cove, that's a bronze one though. So we can't clear that one out. Let's do that. Empire development skill available. I see, I see. So let's just let them go. Please don't waste units. Ugh. I don't want to. Forgive me, but I don't want to. An overseer? I mean, in all honesty, I don't value wargs too much as units either way. Alright, I can't accept that though. So I hope you guys enjoy that kind of video format, because I can absolutely imagine to do that more often. Udex Pullum, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it a lot. Because I heard you guys that you kept asking to see builds more in action, and I realized that this is a pretty nice way of doing exactly that, without me having to do that much extra work. Loss was bad, yeah. I mean, I was able to accept the wargs because I honestly What can I say? Orcs are not my favorite animal units. I find them a little bit one-sided with the way they work. So that was nothing I was too sad about. But that right now, that was too much. Ah, so the Arbalest murdered my my archers by hitting like a truck out of nowhere. Okay, this guy's stunned now. Let's do some funny things. Can we subdue them? Wait a sec. Oh, I need to reach. Bang. Nice. Let's just shoot back. Well, sort of sad that I am not really capable to capitalize the stun more. I usually leave the ambition on the standard default, because the standard default is just training up units. Oh, come on, you! Why the hell are you so obsessed with killing my Furies? Sometimes the AI just has a hate boner on a certain troop. Sorry, it's just pissing me off. I hate boat combat. I don't know what they did, but fighting on the sea is the most miserable thing in this game. I generally like fighting in this game a lot, but this boat fighting stuff could puke. I don't know. Every unit looks the same. For some odd reason, all the balancing is out of the window, because for some weird reason everybody has to take more damage. I don't understand that, honestly. It makes me always take the wrong assumptions damage-wise. Sorry. I'm done ranting. Just find it so flippin' cheap to lose units to such a stupid way. And if I am not careful, they'll do the same bollocks now to my wild speakers again. Oh, so annoying. I sincerely don't understand why every unit needs to be gimped that hard on while they're on water. This is something I really don't understand. Why has everybody be so why everybody has to be so crappy on water? This because if you look at it, if I'm not mistaken, these guys have worse stats even on water. These guys have slip away, yeah? Good lord. Now you did, right? You look, I can't even summon somebody here. Because zombies on water are obviously illegal. So, let's move that guy far, far away. But in all honesty, they do have a very, very annoying setup there with the slip away and whatnot. I mean, it's, good old Naga transformation. I find slip away is among the most aggravating things that a unit can have. Elephants on boats, exactly, and they use the elephants to deal damage. That's why it doesn't work, I guess. There we go. Naga transformation is probably a slight little bit overtuned. Yeah, of course. Army's full of healers, but let's all die. Oh man. The most fascinating part is that the unit that did die is actually quite well and healthy right now. Well, Mr. Progressor, I can't really put anything against that. It is admittedly quite late. Here we go. Take some dragon spittle in your face. So, don't you dare to hurt my elephant. So. I got a frozen dragon. The smacks. I really need the flaming arrows quite badly. Okay. Ow. Let's use Mark as prey for once. The elephants and the boats are absolute nonsense. I'm glad you guys enjoy it so much. So... yeah. Marcus Prey is just a very, very powerful spell. There we go. Christian, I haven't played too many of the scenarios, mostly out of lack of time. It just takes so much time to play through these maps. I'm currently doing it a little bit in the background, but I have more backlog than I'd like to admit in games in general. Still working my way towards Grexilus, so yeah, I can finally do the guide that people kept asking me for. But not even for that I found the time. So, I beg the forgiveness. So, let's build some stonemasons so the stuff in the city gets a little bit faster done. Alright. Almost there with the AoE heals. Yeah, Naga, I think, does remove the embarkation penalty, and that might have been the reason why I got my my ass kicked so hard. That's a good good observation there. The most fun build I played until now. Ooh, that's so difficult. I really do enjoy everything related to elementals. This is probably one of my favorite playstyles. You know, the stuff where you just spam those tier 1 elemental units that then turn into tier 3 units way too quickly and just dominate everything. I love that playstyle. I find that extremely entertaining, especially with the mystics. Go. Tier 2 city halls happening. Nice, nice. But we also need more troops. Wild speakers? Second one doesn't hurt, I'd say. What a very, very odd build. Or at least the animal start did make it weird. Definitely. But I think now we're getting to the point where we want it to be. But I think if I would start this one with Pyromancy, I would have the success that I was missing out on. Well, what does help when you want to play an evolving build is to have a secondary hero that gets the trait that gives units XP each turn. That really does help a ton. Okay, yeah, fire arrows finally did something here. But, yeah. Still kind of weird. Not really. Not really kick-ass. So... But I think that's been mostly because I was bound too much on the wrong troops so far. Or on the wrong start. Pyromancy will give this build a lot of speed early on. Okay. So... Vendor, yes. Searing blades, yes. And wildlife sanctuary. There we go. Absolutely viable with dragons. It's one of my favorite paths to play evolving troops with. But it is a pretty long haul, slow burn. But it is pretty nice to start out with the slithers and wyverns, and then move into dragons from there on. Works pretty decently, yes. Oh, we're not at overflowing heal yet. Alright, whatever. So... But at least I'm at the level of healing shrubbery. I love healing shrubbery. Gives you protection from ranged attacks and regeneration and healing, and eventually even defensive stats. How the hell did you manage to get that banged up in a fight like that, guys? With legit free summons that we can stand in front of the enemy. Well, we will never know. Javelin. Into Fury. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, clearly the extra fire damage. That's been what was missing. Hell yeah. So let's go overdrive. Just the icy breath of my dragon doesn't really go synergistic with what we're doing here, but there's always something, I suppose. Oh yeah. There we go. Mana. Ah, best trophy. Good. So I got the Imperium I wanted. Oh, look. There's a dragon flapping around. I didn't mean you. So, now comes the really hot part. Oh, there is friendly fire on arrows. So, now comes the hard part. We do know a couple of things already. We want to go to Tome of Vigor, because Vigor is where we can really go places. Cavalry and animal units go crazy with that. We gain the animal units I want. Everything I want is at this point. But what kind of tier 2 tomes are good for this? I hate tier 2 tomes, just so you know. Summoning, not really an eligible choice. I really don't think that we're going to get there in any form. Mayhem, I don't think that this is a good choice either. Bravery, not really fitting either. Artifice, well, I keep playing that on Barbarians a lot because the integrated 30% critical hit chance is really nice. And I gotta say, on an animal-centric build, does it really get better than that? I assume that we're going to pick that, but I'll delay the choice for a sec. Hot candidate, that's for sure. Well, alternatively, we could pick up the Tome of Glades. That would be way more fitting to our racial topic. Famists. I have to pick Famists. I have so much profit by taking Fey Blessing. Alright, so Fey Blessing Artificing. I think that's a solid choice. I mean, we could take Beacon as well. That would be a good choice too, sort of. But I am not really convinced. Nah, Famists and Artificing. I think that's a really, really solid choice. Let's start out with Artificing though. Where will I be then with my affinities? So Artificing is 2 points of Materium. we have 4 nature and 1 astral and 2 materium. 4/4. Yeah, that's okay. Absolutely okay. It's a pretty standard build path for barbarians, but it's only standard because it's good. There we go. Let's enchant our animals. Animals are other guys. Scouts. Okay. Let's quick save and see how we go. So, do you auto-resolve? Not bad. Let's see if I can do better. So... Okay. There we go. Everybody's regenerating like crazy. Stinky dragon! So, retaliation cancel. Oh, we have a stun. So, let's remove the stun. Well, Furies don't really deal much damage, do they? So I lose my confidence that I can do better than the AI. So here we go. Feel like I had to try the polymorph. I should have used that. I know what I should have used. This one. So... go. Give me a zombie. Make me another one of yours. Let's defend. I don't know. Somehow I feel as if the AI did better than me. I mean, generally, I deem that a good thing. The Furies have a frenzy, so that means the more often they shoot, the stronger their attack gets. Ugh, I leave the quick resolve here. Sometimes the AI is just better than me, I accept that. I would need to put some more thought into my composition here by putting in some more damage dealers. But if the AI can do this like that... I mean, if I would have focused less onto the tier 4 dragon and more onto the tier 1s, I could have played that better, but I'm okay with that. A sun priest, no. Depetrified. Defense mode turned to stone. Fun. Alright, so that's where we go. Heroes offer to join. Hell yeah. But so far, animals are such a slow burn. I mean, animal builds in general. The moment when you don't take a wonder because you want those research posts more badly. Well, is what it is, eh? So, to build here, though, the productivity is really bad. Okay. Why are all cities in this run somehow borked? Good night, you'd expel him. Thanks for the stay. Yeah, I'm not going to stay here that much longer either. It's also pretty late on my end as well, but so what do you sell here? Re-education. Didn't see that one yet. Mark of Misfortune. Freezing Blast. Nice. Super cheap. Okay. Drywalks, hi there. Well, it's a classic game to where you set out to conquer the world. Nothing too special. Magic empires, world domination, the usual. So that is one fat, dangerous stack of troops that I can't beat right now. Oh, they finished the wildlife sanctuary finally. Nice. So... let's go for some... what actually? A little bit of this and that. Can't say that I'm really happy with what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, animal kinship. It's good enough to leave me longing, but or good enough to make me happy somewhat, but bad enough to leave me longing. Yeah. Whoa. What the hell? Oh yeah, Dwarf Fortress. Doing lately a little bit more about that as well. Just favorite game of all time. Can't wait that the new updates come. So now we're able to see how well this will work. Biggest problem I got with this build so far is that it is failing to excel anywhere for real, you see? So there we go. Now we need to take down the Lightbringer somehow. I'm so unlucky these days. These guys need to summon first. There we go. My elephant is my elephant again. Okay. Let's lay down some big fat healings. Hell yeah, we stunned that thing. So, more summons, please. There we go. So. Retaliation cancel. Yeah, let's take down these. There we go. I can't get me a sweet little zombie there. Nah, let's make it like that. Bang. Nobody needs a heal? No? Alright. Alright. So, how exactly did we manage to lose people? I mean, admittedly, the stun was quite lucky. But the rest? A new rally! Yet another warg. Better than nothing. But yeah, I do see the problematic that people have with the animals and feeling like things don't come together with the build. Alright, I got Artisan Armaments. Oh, let's learn Vision of Fortune as well. It's a pretty good spell. So, keep tinkering up the Mage's Tower. Expanded Governance. Integration. Next turn we have a new city. But on the other hand, I gotta say, I am building up a decent army in the background. So yeah, I think my verdict to what we're doing here is, it ain't Terry bad. It has a massive late game. Early game, I think Sunderous fighters with the pyro enchantments will do a good job. And the animals then come into play as mass troops. Gotta say, I would enjoy though if we would get a little bit more of a long-term reward for speccing so hard into animals. I feel like the Tome of Beasts is somehow under one of the most unrewarding big goals out there. Oh, I only saw about Cyrilum that there were new graphics floating in the background, and there's new content I'm absolutely in. I was hoping that the dude was doing an entirely new game in the background, but if that's not the case, I also take an update. I never played Age of Wonders 3. Nowadays, I'm kind of sad about that. If it was as good as this one is, I really seem to have missed out on something. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. I exposed my little elephant a bit. Whoa. Shoot, that's a lot of damage, man. Okay. Yeah, I do notice that I do play a little bit more brain dead than I should. But luckily we have so many healers to protect us from our dumbness. Finally getting off some good damage here. Here we go. Goodbye. I want the knowledge. Yeah. Gold would have been pretty appealing too, but difficult choices. Okay. So, my good friends, thanks for the good company, but I also need to take rest. So, it's been a blast. Thanks for being around, everybody, and